Path of Exile. Got a Monster Energy drink. Sa kanang bitchwang. Ore umatatang. Blood Rage. I'm still banding. Better than ever. I'm still abandoned.
Black ones for those nasty, spiky things. Are you spiky? If so, my rhythms will pluck your spine. Malachi liked spine. Liked my spine. Pretty spine. Bejeweled and bountiful. Enough to make an empire leap. Do you weep, not a cockroach? I do. Tears are infinite. Why, on this very day I found a new reason to cry. What is that you have? Not a cockroach. My rhythms fall. Those black ones wanted them, my rhythms. Wanted to wrap the city in black ribbons. Now they are my rhythms forevermore. Forevermore. I hate forever. I could tear happy ever after from Bard's bleeding tongues. You're still here, not a cockroach. Oh, gratitude, yes. I should give you a token. Token? What token? This? Is this to your liking? The cockroaches will come again. They want the top. That cockroach emperor. The other bugs shout his name. Revisius. Cross the river, squash the emperor cockroach in his nest. The bridge. It is barricaded. That spawns a tricky question. Questions. I asked too many questions. Jitters told me so. I asked where it all went. Our feculence. He made them show me. Under the river. The sewers from this side to that. Filthy, fetid tongues like a rose cloaca. A black place. Crawling with the undying. Once beautiful and arrogant genuines. Now the foul waste of the empire. Fitting, isn't it? I like you, not a cockroach. I like that you listen. It would annoy me if the Undying murdered you. Thermetic sulfite, that's what you need. A nasty, nasty substance it is. Malachi had his slaves mine it, carry it from northern mountains to the refinery by the docks. Ezamites, Marrakech, Louis. It killed them all, fevered the blood and scorched the mind. But you are clever, not a cockroach. You will keep it at arm's length. You will bring it to me so that I may make you something. An infernal talk that will bring furious light to undying darkness. I loved Malachi. He gave me gems, divine jewels for his genuine queen, for his dead queen. But I didn't want me dead. Malachi begged. For him, for the Empire. I chose me. Selfish me. The Empire died, and I live. I live, and live, and live, and live. I was the Emperor's favorite for a time. Chitters had many favorites. He filled the scepter of God with favorites. Every now and then, he cleared away the clutter. Those who pleased him were given to his lords and generals. Those who did not were given to his thaumaturgists. I talked too much, asked too many difficult questions. I was gifted to Malachi, my dear, troubled Malachi. Leave me.
Not a cockroach.
phosphormetic sulfite? You are a resourceful humbug now, aren't you? Give it to me. I was all eyes and ears when Malachi worked. I know exactly what to do. A dash of arcanity, pinch of insanity, a whisper of profanity, and the infernal tuck is now ready. It's the most explosive of powders. Splendid. The gentlest of dustings of infernal tuck will provoke gems to a molten rage, for the undying the very sun will rise within their flesh. They will burn for their sins, not a cockroach. They will burn. You may go.
I'll let you know. Ready to go. What have you got? Our fortunes grow.
I'm inside the Blackguard stronghold, like a fox in a henhouse.
have a pig without a pen.
hold you back, Honori, if I'd have been showered in gold. Where's the justice, eh?
Just need a moment to catch my breath.
prize.
สกนัมเป็นช่วงเร็วมาตาตัง
Look at the sheen on that cloud. Is it not the most delectable fruit that you've ever seen? No. Perhaps the gloss of fruit is for my eyes only. Wondrous! Nothing bonds two souls more sadly than murder. For that reason alone, I knew you could be relied upon. Now, the little amateur vintnering. With the squeeze of the plum life so into the decanter. Oh my! Look how it transmutes the juice so swiftly from material to spectrum. Effortless. And what an aroma. Imminent death never smelled so sweet. I believe I shall call this fine concoction a toast to swift endings and promising new beginnings. Oh, and you might want to avoid the once what this style. I doubt that my return to solidarity will be a pretty one. As I used to say in the love days of Travis, bottoms up, girls. Oh, now that's an unusual sensation. Oh dear, something is amiss. The old flame, it's... No, it's gone out. What am I... You cannot be. I will not...
Poor Fairgraves. Your plans just don't end well, do they?
You are the true spirit of the Mokoro. The shark. Not the cowardly beast that sinks its teeth into the lonely swimmer. You strike the waikoama, the canoe, spilling a feast of men into the water. Hunters turned hunted, but you dine on at your pleasure. Have a go. Cody? Still prey out there. An overreaching witch floundering out of her depth. Happy hunting. Be well.
The Gemling Queen? She's... impossible. How did she survive? Why is she not one of the Undying? No, these questions can wait. There's a more pressing one. Is she safe from the Ebony Legion? You've been busy. With the spool back where it belongs, the Riggins should be able to keep the Ebony Legion at bay. We've both seen what they can do to a man. Whether you were saving your own skin or thinking of others, it matters little to me. You succeeded where I did not. You have stood in the presence of the Gemling Queen. I can only hope to meet her in my nightmares. Despite everything else you've done, to let piety live is to threaten the existence of every living thing on this continent. Look to the west of Gravisius's camp. You'll find piety in the Lunaris temple, cowering behind her desecrations. The Eternals revered sun and moon as the two eyes of their god. The right eye judging Solaris, the left eye merciful Lunaris. I can't imagine that god being overly merciful when she finds out what piety's been doing in her temple. Mother Moa's sure of herself. And that kind of surety gets you killed inside. You and all those around you. Hagen's got the right idea. Don't believe in anything that you can't trade or eat. I wouldn't rely on Hagen in the fight, and I wouldn't put too much faith in what he says. But he has one highly useful asset. His obsession with self-preservation. If Hagen deems you of use in keeping his fat self alive, he'll do almost anything for him.
Hagen. What am I doing? What am I doing with my life? Why am I playing video games? We played that Digimon game and it wasn't very fun. It was like a generic story. Yeah, it was linear. I need an open world Digimon game. Hagen, 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 Hagen. Skanambechuang! Oreo madatang!
I was once off my tits for 3 days after taking bad leaf drops. That just
experiment ship. Time we saw the results. You've no idea what's at stake here, sister.
Try not to take my work personally, but you piety look satisfying exception.
Piety dies amongst her abominations. Her warped dream taunting her, maddeningly out of reach. As a poet, I'm fond of that creed of justice. Here, the executioner needs recompense. Unfortunately, piety was simply a puppet of a greater force. We've cut the strings, but the master remains. Dominus. That key you've picked up, I heard the blackguards talk of it. It's the one key to the scepter of God, the northern edge of the blackguard encampment. Only piety was permitted to carry it. Dominus accessed his laboratory at the summit of the tower via a pulley system rigged to the outside wall. That way will be barred. And I heard of no one, not even piety, going in or coming out. Go with care, Exile. I can't imagine what's inside that tower if even Dominus
Even
feared
piety
steps.
is scared.
When piety was experimenting on me, my consciousness was massively fleeting. In those moments of numbing darkness, I met a presence. Intelligence, power, immensity beyond the limits of my pitiable mortal senses. To this creature, I was but a raindrop falling into the sea. I heard Piety speak to her lackeys of the beast. It is the source of her thaumaturgy and the object of her ambitions. I believe Piety the beast and that dark entity are one and the same. Wherever it is, whatever it is, the beast is the cause of my malformation. It would not be a stretch of reason to consider the beast the source of all malformation in Waycast. Tread carefully, Exile.
Wherever he is, I'm sure Tom knows what you've done. I know you didn't do it for him, or for me. It doesn't matter. Piety's reign of cruelty is over. Thank you. Hello. Maranello. I've heard that the colour we have was philosophy. Makanu, the way of the warrior. I don't think you could get any more Makanu than her. She took it upon herself to look after me before Tommy arrived. Saved my skin more than once. I'm fine with that. Beats being on her bad side. Hagen likes to think he is my kind old uncle back in Hillcross. Granted, the work he gave me saved my parents' life from starvation. This was after my father lost a family fortune at the card table and we had to give up the man in the country for his blue box in Teopolis. But he's not half as generous as he makes out. When Hagen gives you something, you can be damned sure that he's giving his pound of flesh in return. No one should have to go through what Google has. I help him as much as he'll let me, but he's a proud one, and so he should be. He's survived what has destroyed too many of us. Revisius dined with us once. This was before my father's gambling debts caught up with him. I dined with him again in Theopolis prison the night before my exile. He wasn't so polite that time. Thank you. That's one memory I can now put to rest. On the fall of the Empire, the historians are deathly silent.
스크람비추왕 오래오마다당.
Preventing any trade or correspondence with the mainland. It said that Khan planned to invade. Only when the cavalry retreated did Orius get any news from Waycast. But by that time there wasn't really anyone left to tell the tale. I know. So strange that stone and metal should move and live as you and I. Still, I read that Titus's sculptors used to soften their materials with thaumatic sulfite, a byproduct of gem refining. It's the only connection that I can fathom between the cataclysm and the living sculptures of Sam. Titus thought that the gem ring was the pinnacle of human progress. These glorious gems had brought us within spitting distance of godhood, he once said. The High Templar at the time, Vol of Febris, thought they were a perversion. He wanted the Empire made pure, cleansed of the stain of thaumaturgy. You look at San and tell me which one you think was right. And while you're out there, look out for monkeys. No, not those bloody monkeys from Frisia. These ones are painted on the walls. I think you'll find them in Nightmare. See you.
You have claimed the most worthy of prayer, Makori. Piety, the mistress of corruption. I'm not saying the war is over, but you've given Waycast a much-needed respite. Because of you, this land lives to see another dawn. Citizens of the Sun that was, the Undying have been around for hundreds of years. Left to their own devices, they're likely to last for hundreds more. Still, Still, they're not immune to mortality's touch. They can be killed with some difficulty.
Monster. They should advertise me. They should pay me to advertise their product.
Party's off to meet your maker, is she? I'd love to be a fly on the wall of that little chap. You've done for Gravicius. If only I could get word to that larva smuggled away from the General's wife at the time. The widow would need a sympathetic shoulder to cry on. Stay out of the shadows. They bite. Don't do anything I would.
The Marilyn is ready to... I'll let you know.
Monkey see, monkey do.
Simply stride forward into the future and expect his people to be able to follow. A leader must look over his shoulder so that he can witness and understand the consequences of the path he has chosen, to ensure that his people are still with him, to ensure that he has not become lost.
Whoever built this was desperately compensating for something.
Oi, Exile! Over here! Let's have a word, eh?
I've dug the far darker shadows than you, Exile. Of God, Exile. I always thought you'd be tall.
The summit of the Empire, not a cockroach. You have crushed the bug emperor and wiped his maggot dreams from his inner grey clouds. Dominus exiled you, naked and alone, unto the palm of death. But you would not die, would you? No, no. You cuddled death, promised it the world, made it your courtesan, and so generously shared it with all your fleeting friends here in Raycraft. Not once did you forget what you were. Not a cockroach, even on the corpse of a dead empire, like the pest you crushed as you walked. A man, the sort of man that planted the seed of this empire right here in San so long ago. What teetering and twisted life that still holds dear this land owes to you, Shadow. Of course, there will be more. You know that, don't you? Emperors. Avaricious little pests scrabbling to steal the legacy of their betters. Unless we burn that legacy, sear its infection from the flesh of existence. Go north, my lovely Unbug. Go to Highgate, to the beginning of the end. Dive headlong into the nightmare sea, catch and roast yourself a nice big fishy.
Fishy. Fishy on me. Fishy on me. Slap your knee.
All this water and not a single working boat in sight. More walking and killing for me.
What am I doing? What am I doing with my life? Please, someone, show me the way.
Hello, hello, hello. Really? Really?
Beastmaster 65, 69. What do I do? What do I do? Why does life feel so difficult? Sakanam bichwang. Oreo matatang. I want to play a puzzle game like Blueprints. That was a good game. Peacock. What am I doing? What am I doing with my life? Why am I doing this? Why?
We opened the gates to you for 2 reasons only. Dominus and piety. They made themselves our enemies. You made them dead. Now, Oyan believes there is a 3rd reason. The beast is our enemy. Perhaps you can make it dead as well. We Maraketh are tied to our Akara, our tribe. You are a man who has cut his ties, Shadow. A man without restraint can achieve the greatest of deeds. And the worst. Perhaps it is time to allow yourself to be lashed to something greater than simply you. Oyan has ordered me to help you, to trade with you. I have risked much to gather weapons and armor for this Akara. I've scavenged on the fringes of Vol's encampment and scouted the dead city. Let us see if you can offer any value in return. You will be remembered.
I used to hunt your kind back in Theopolis, Shadow. I've seen what you do to people, and I know why you do it.
Why stop being a useful question the moment we set foot in Ray class, Pataris?
Without the why, what's left?
How? To survive. Please, Shadow, ignore Pataris.
My grandfather was a captain in the Ebony Legion. My father too, and me. Just following the path that had been laid out for me.
Until you met me.
Yes, until I met the most beautiful woman I'd ever seen.
Behind bars. An exile waiting to become an experiment. Not quite how I imagined meeting the man of my dreams.
I realized then that I wasn't a part of the Ebony Legion anymore. I'd become a blackguard like every other damned legionnaire in sight, taking orders from a madman.
Pataris freed me and led us here.
I'd heard about the Marquette from those few legionnaires who survived the assault on Highgate.
And I talked them into harboring us.
Vanya can be very persuasive when she wants to.
Kira is a racist bully with that fancy hair crest of hers stuck so far up her.
Come on, Vanya. She's a warrior. It's not her job to be nice. It's her job to defend.
Look all lithe and sweaty when you're watching her train. That's the only job you're interested in.
I'm studying the Marquette fighting style.
Sure you are, sweetie. We've a few bits and pieces lying about that might help with what's to come.
Bits and pieces. I risked my neck to salvage those artifacts.
I know, sweetie, and I really appreciate your artifacts.
You didn't say that when I brought them in. You said, is that all?
You've been gone for ages.
And you think you could do a quicker job?
Yes, if you'd let me, yes.
No. Not all the jewelry in the world. What if I lost you?
Okay, I'm sorry. We have charms and regalia sourced at great risk from some of the most dangerous places in Raycast. Better?
Yes, thank you.
I heard of the beast before coming here. Piety talked about it. I suppose she saw no point in keeping secrets from the people she was planning to murder.
I'm so sorry, Vanya.
God, it's not your fault, Pataris. But Piety used to say that the beast was the source of her power. How she managed to turn poor men and women into those things. She kept using a phrase. What was it?
Universal transmogrification. I heard her assistants talk about it too.
The power to change the world into anything you like.
Bloody scary power in the hands of someone like Piety.
Bloody scary powerful start.
Good luck. Yes?
Yes.
Seems like the Romans brought out a few worms. Don't think I'm an easy mark, Exile. I've spent more than enough time around exiles to know which way the dagger's pointing, and I'll happily give it a shove in your direction if you try anything wormy. I'm conducting a little dig. The sort of enterprise that could make someone with your particular skill set a very handsome living. Don't worry, you'll not be moving much dirt. No, no. Why smash rocks when you could smash skulls, eh?
Why indeed?
Hey, what's going on? Came all the way here to see what's what in this famous mine, but there's a bloody big glowing wall blocking it. Can't squeeze through. Stay in the light.
You walk to us upon the backs of the murdered. Though we are both forged upon the battlefield, we Marrakech are not like you. We fight for survival, you fight for ambition, and that is why you will understand the beast within the mountain better than we do. That is why you will kill it. Lady Diala has told me this. She has much faith in you, Shadow. The question is, can we Marrakech share in her faith? Sakema Deshret sealed the mines, trapped the nightmare within its black den. The beast should never have been imprisoned. The beast should have been destroyed, yet for all her ferocity, it seemed that Deshret lacked the courage to do so. And now, after 2 centuries guarding this hole in the ground, this Akara lacks the strength. But you are not Deshret, and you are not one of us. You will succeed where we have failed. Deshret's banner will break the seal and open the mines. It was taken from her when she fell to Vol, the brittle emperor. Take the stairs to the southwest, descend to the dried lake. You shall have no trouble finding the brittle emperor. You'll smell him before you see him. Bring Deshret's banner home, and you will be free to pass into the darkness as you wish.
Be right back.
The Marrakech once stood united under Deshret's banner. That was before the plagues, the tempests, the corruption. Deshret rode here with this Akara, the Kiato, to put an end to the beast's curse. And upon the very threshold of the darkness, she faltered. Perhaps she saw that King Kalm had gone there before her and not returned. Or perhaps the nightmare simply overcame Deshret's seemingly indomitable courage. Either way, she chose not to ride into the mountain to slay the beast. She closed and sealed the mines and committed this Akara to Highgate's guardianship. The tempests, the plagues, they passed. Of their own accord, or because of Deshret's seal, we do not know. But what I do know is this.
When Deshret vowed to watch over these mines, she simply traded one curse for another. Vol and his unmen have dipped their fleshless claws into the lifeblood of the Marraketh since the day this Akara tethered its roar here. Such is the way with men of war. Remove their tongues, yet still they thirst for blood. Remove their bellies, yet still they hunger for battle. Remove their manhood, yet still they lust for conquest. I will make allies of whomever I deem useful. We have observed the actions of both Blackguard and Exile, and it is Pitaris and Vanya who give meaning to those actions. This Akara has not mixed with other than its own for over 200 years. The outside world has now discovered us, so it is time that we discovered it. Kira has the blood of Deshret in her veins and the bonds of Deshret in her mind. Her loyalty to her Akara is admirable. Her loyalty to the past is not. Act with care.
Impatient Re-Kings. They waft me from that mountain. That's all I can smell. Not a cockroach. Stinking anticipation. Vol the Pure, they called him. Vol the Murderer, I call him. In his name, an emperor was murdered. In his name, an empire was murdered. Yes, it was Malachai's lips that kissed me. Yes, it was Malachai's hand that led me to the rapture. No, no, and no again. It was Vol's words that put me there. Don't die, please.
I am Tasumi, he who peers into the gloom, who hears the black hearts that fight within the mountain deep. You seek enlightenment, find a torch. If you seek to understand the nightmare, I can help feel your way through the darkness. I understand that you like to be called a shadow. An interesting thing about shadows, they are strongest in the day and are utterly consumed by the night. There won't be much daylight where you are going. The Marraketh are stranded in the sandstorm of reflection and regret. We look to Al Sakemma to lead us out. Yet the sandstorm is all she knows. She needs me. Her eyes and ears in the darkness, but she will never comprehend my gifts. Diala has the form of a woman, yet the substance is 1 part corruption and 9 parts death. One day soon, you will see how lifeless she truly is. Kira rides more swiftly and strikes more truly than any other Dakara here. If only she could learn to think as swiftly as she rides, and speak as truly as she strikes. Better and worse are judged not on the talents one prizes, but the talents one needs. Pitaris and Vanya, 2 mouths that speak from one mind. When together, they express some quite interesting thoughts. When apart, well, half a thought isn't really even a thought, is it? The Marraketh speak of his betrayal, but Vol did what he thought was necessary to destroy the beast. Now he wonders the desiccation, tortured as much by his failure as by nightmare. The Red Sakemma was the woman who forged what it meant to be Marraketh. A people united, strong. Deshret lit fires in the hearts of women and loins of men. When she fell, so did the Marraketh. We've been falling ever since. Life will go on.
I don't think I need to be doing that.
Skanambichuang. Reomadatang. Something about this game just feels a bit awkward. It's like very minor things. The fact that the camera is like from top down, looking down. The fact that you have to like build your build really specifically. If you run out of items, you're pretty much stuck. Swang. It's a very fun game.
I just killed an emperor. With a feather that size, I'm going to have to get a bigger cap.
Should be able to go in there now. This place reeked of voltaxic sulfide back in the day. I was planning on having a wander down there only I think I can hear things shuffling around down there. I'm more of a lover than a fighter. Actually, if you're headed in there, maybe you could do us a favour. See, I run a little mining operation of my own. Mining is dangerous at the best of times, but it's suicidal without a proper source of light. I've got lights, just ain't got no power. Run on voltaxic sulfide, they do. Nasty rocks. Stink like a dozen eggs rotting in the summer sun on the back of a whale carcass. And they're less stable than a high temper on a bad day. Bloody toxic too. Keep your nostrils peeled for some voltaxic sulfite while you're down there. Or anywhere, really. Stay and welcome. Welcome. See that? one moment. Ta-da.
The gate is open, and the darkness calls. Good hunting, Cursebreaker. We read the land, learn its stories. Khalm and his warriors entered those mines some 20 years before Deshret sealed the mines and bound our Akara to this mountain. Neither soil nor stone speak of Khalm's return. Perhaps he is dead, or perhaps he merely wishes he was. After all, anything seems possible. Tasuni has been corrupted since the day he was born. Maraketh tradition would have it that such a warped child be left upon the moonlit plain for the gods to adopt. Tasuni was not taken by the gods that night. Such a thing has never happened before in our Akara. Now we know why. Tasuni is a man caught between two worlds, our world of light and the beast's world of darkness. He is our scout in the black, and without him, Nightmare would remain beyond our understanding. And an enemy you cannot know is an enemy you cannot fight. Diala wishes the beast dead. But why? Why would a nightmare wish to kill a nightmare? A question of great interest, yet little importance. It does not matter why the sun rises and sets, as long as it continues to do so. Act with care.
The rapture is our hope, our desperation. It will set the nightmare to boil, cook that nice big fishy in its own whining brine. Listen with all of your ears, not a cockroach. The rapture was Malachai's most wondrous creation. The only fire hot enough to burn the beast from existence. And its fuel? A genuine queen. Blood and flesh and germ. Yet my selfish self did not want to burn away, and so the fire was but a tiny spark. The spark of a cataclysm. I am sorry, my love, my Malachi. Go to it, not a cockroach. Find the The rapture was to rend open the hide of nightmare and boil the beast's bitter innards in the sweet fire of mortality. The vessel was strong and oh so willing. The medicine was oh so weak. Bye-bye.
The gate is open, and now I hear her voice as clearly as if she was sitting right here with me. Words of a dead woman, reverberating up from the depths of Highgate. A spirit chained, yet not enslaved. Tortured, yet unbroken. That dead woman is Deshret, and our red Sakema longs to return to the dust of her Visteri. Free her, and I shall reward you as my gifts allow. In destroying Vo, you have avenged many a pretty bloody nose around here. Well done, you. Tortured, yet unbroken.
Saklam Bichwang! Horeo Matatang!
Yes. Deshret's banner flies at the mine's entrance, and now the darkness gapes, hungry and expectant. Our red Sakema sealed that gate for a reason. Not simply to prevent the beast from reaching out, but to hinder those fools who would disturb its slumber. And here you are, about to be swallowed by that darkness. Let us hope the beast doesn't notice your passing. Hundreds of our Dakara have fallen to Vol and his legion throughout the years. They died defending their Akara. Now Vol is gone, killed by an outsider. You bask in the glory, Exile, while I honor the dead. As we give strength to the outside, we grow weaker on the inside. First, there was Pataris and Vanya. Now there is you. It shows how little faith Oyan has in us, in her own Akara, that she would treat blackguards and exiles with such admiration. Oyan is my Sikem, my commander. I am her Dakara, her warrior. I defend this Akara as Oyan sees fit. Whether Oyan is fit to see what is best for this tribe, it is not for me to say. My mother gave Tasuni to the gods. The gods gave him back, and I thank them for it every day. Given the choice, I would never have chosen Tasuni as my brother. But then, family is not about what you want. It is about what you need. Deshret lies shackled in the darkness, while I, her blood, am shackled by duty to remain here. Oyan has decreed it. Will it be you then who frees Deshret from her dishonor? Perhaps you will, perhaps you won't. Either way, it is Deshret's fate to suffer at the mercy of injustice. When a woman forgets how to die, a woman forgets how to live. Deshret said that to her Dakara on the day she killed Tatushus, scourge of the Maraketh. I say this of Diala. When a woman knows nothing of life, how can she care for the living? You will be remembered.
Yes. Until next time.
Yes.
See you.
Yes.
I'll let you know.
I need I need a reason to live.
Greetings. When I first met him, I underestimated Einhar. Coming from the poorest of Ezamites, themselves already a battered people in this region of the world, Einhar struck me as someone who could contribute brawn to our cause, but not much else. How wrong I was. If anyone can decipher the dark design afflicting the creatures of Rayclast, it's him. I've been looking for the source of all this, an equation or overall pattern, but he's unknowingly taken an empirical approach. By learning about and understanding every single corrupted animal and the energies their blood contains, he's done more to advance our understanding of the problem than I could ever have done myself. One day, he may even solve the symptoms of corruption without ever understanding the root cause. Make no mistake, Exile, that's impressive. A humanistic brute force approach to a cosmic problem. Keep your life to your own.
捧げよ捧げよ親族捧げよ。
To the twisted and violent.
Sasageo, Sasageo, Shinzoku Sasageo.
What do you want? May fear guide you.
Okay, I think I'll end the stream there. Not having as much fun. Building a build, it's so difficult. Thanks for watching, see you in the next stream. Bye.